Okay. Blessed be. Amen. Hallelujah. We're getting Christ back in the schools. We're getting prayers back in the schools, everybody. Hallelujah. Amen. That was that was a unexpected development. I guess let me think how to phrase this. I guess like a progress or um progress is sort of like a like we all know that I've been dabbling in the stock market lately, and the stocks, you think they're trending one way, but then all of a sudden they start trending a different way. You know, very unexpected what can happen with a stock. It's not financial advice. And I guess there's that cannot that's also reflected in um many all facets of life, right? Because when I was a kid, even growing up in like a small town in Texas, the I'm trying to remember, like it was a religious town. It was a very Christian town for sure. Um, the Holy Ghost was with us in Springtown, Texas. But the school itself was, I think, I think also kind of, I don't know. It was oh nice $10 donation to the collection plate. We'll call it that for these $10 from Primitive. I can't even speak. You'll have to forgive me. I'll explain that in a minute. Primitive State. That's my man Troy over there. Always got $10 for God and his preachers. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the lights on here at the temple, especially after my own avarice has cost me so much in stocks, but they're going to bounce back. We run a bull run there about a month ago, and then we went into a bear market, and the bull run is coming back. I can't, 3 reverse splits and a delisting. I'm bound for some good luck here at some point, right? Or not. I'm not owed in. No one is owed anything. I need to know. I shouldn't be so morose. I deserve something good to happen. Um, what was I saying? Thanks for the money, and also do if you're going to invest in stocks, do your due diligence. Oh, Sam Morose. Oh, I'm sad. I'm depressed. I'm so depressed now basketball season's over. I can't do it as good as you, Robbie. Okay, Joe Morosa. Um. Why are sandwiches so expensive? Oh, I'm very sad that sandwiches are so expensive now. I go to Jersey Mike's and a sandwich is $15, and I don't even I've always I used to be it used to make me angry, but now it just makes me sad. The state of things. It feels like nothing is ever going to get any better. And I guess that's like spiritually what Joe Moroso would sound like. I'm not doing his voice. What does he sound like? He's like, it's me, Joe. It's me, Joe DeRosa. This is Cartman. Um, yeah. Is he? And look, I don't mean to. Who am I, right? But is Joe DeRosa successful enough for anyone to have an impression of him? Is he at that level yet? Who's to say? He's certainly more successful than me, so that's why I don't I don't want to besmirch him for his fame and or financial success. He was able to open a sandwich restaurant. Yeah, Taste Buds. Robbie's right. Taste Buds is a huge show, which is like, man, it's crazy because the clips I've seen is just like, uh, what the show looks like to me is like this sandwich version of like two gay guys gossiping, and I guess they're also still gay, but those you know like two gay guys get together and just start getting chatty and catty with each other, but it's usually about like other gay dudes and like women they know. That's what Taste Buds looks like to me, but it's about sandwiches and I don't know, candy. Um, as people like that though, people like content about food. You know, it's it's so funny how there is already something for everything. Because I posted on Twitter that I've been getting into. I've been really getting into different kinds of canned fish. um, Thank you, Robbie. Yeah, that's a good point. Why did they call it Lemon Party and not Jace Buds? Well, that's for all the lemon heads out there that get that reference. Um, shout out to shout out to the Avery brothers, Ben and Jace. I do like how every now and then somebody will just like find one of Jace's drawings and post it without mentioning him at all. They just think it's a fun little political. It's cool that he's getting into like political cartoons, sort of like a black pilled, left leaning Ben Garrison. Um, yeah, so I've been getting into different kinds of canned fish, and um, I posted that on X, formerly Twitter. Sardines, mainly sardines. If we're being serious, it's like I'm so far I'm mostly in the sardines, but there's other kinds of canned or tinned fish out there, canned or tinned. Have you probably those are synonyms. I think those are synonymous with each other. I guess if you're in the UK and in Britain, England, whatever it's called, I don't know the distinction. There's like Great Britain, and then there's England, and then there's the UK. It's like I guess there's like different things going on over there. I don't know. Whatever. We beat those limeys in 1776 for a reason, right? And one of the reasons I ain't got to learn, their geography. But I guess they call it tinned fish over there. Um, so I posted that on X, formerly Twitter, that I've been getting into canned fish. And okay, $2 donation. Shout out Sumo and Sweet Sumo's Human. Dude, he's gonna show up. Drew. Oh, sorry. I had to burp. I just ate a PB and J. Drew Sweeze is gonna show up on your doorstep. You keep calling him out like that. He does not, unless he's cool with it now. I don't know what's going on there. I gotta be honest with you. And we'll get back to the canned fish here in a minute, and we'll get to the Bible at some point here. We're just doing a little preamble, a little banter. But yeah, I mean, prayers to Sweeze. I hope he's doing okay. Um, I care about him. And look, he did unsubscribe from the Patreon, which feels like quite the betrayal, and that hurts. That's got me pretty torn up right now. But it seems like there's some sort of mental something going on there, right? I've been through it. I know what it looks like. At least, I can only observe through like social media. So I having just thinking back to my behavior on social media when I went through something similar. He is exhibiting uh you know similar behavior, right? And so I just I was doing okay. He's I'll never turn my back on Sweeze. I'm a Sweeze head. I'm a squeeze, a squeezer. Be doo 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 doo. Ooh wee ooh, I look really fucking retarded. Oh oh, and my name is Squeeze. Hey, it was just a little ribbing there. He yeah, I hope he's I pray, my heart goes out to him. Pray for Squeeze, and you know, hope he comes back. I miss him. What's going on? Oh, Robbie in the chat said Mia Goth is hot. I would love to have sex with her if you catch my drift. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Robbie. I get you, man. And then Raphael said Mia her goth. So okay, new rule. I'm crazy. I'm married. Shia LaBeouf. That's wild. She's married to Shia LaBeouf. I always forget that, and then every now and then I kind of just in a panic remember that they're married, and I get really concerned for Shia LaBeouf because she seems nuts. She's a good actor. What do we say now? Actress, whatever. I'm not gonna go gender neutral on Hollywood, on the entertainment industry. There's actors and actresses. Okay, and Lord willing, the actors will continue to get paid more than the actresses. Um, and yeah, she has no eyebrows. I've said this before. She looks like a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. If you remember what Super Saiyan 3 Goku looks like, he develops a pronounced brow line, but with no eyebrows. Like he has like a kind of like a Neanderthal head, no eyebrows, and then long flowing spiky blonde hair. That's what Mia Goth looks like. Um, yeah, but she seems especially crazy, and so I worry about my man Shia LaBeouf because it seemed like he was going to have a bit of a Cheyenne-assance. There was like a moment in time when it looked like we were going to get a lot of LaBeouf in the movies. He was making some good stuff. I mean, I couldn't, I tried to watch Honey Boy and it just made me very uncomfortable and I had to turn it off. It was like almost like too raw and vulnerable a movie, and there's like a whole thing in the movie, like a whole plot point of like he's a kid but then he develops this like weirdly physical intimate relationship with an adult prostitute, and I was like, I don't like the fact that they got like a child to act in this movie and they made him do these scenes like this where he's like there's like some like sexual tension between this like kid who's playing child Shia in this movie and then this whatever that lady's name is, what FK Twigs or something, whatever that means. I didn't like any of that. I don't like that. That's the sort of Satanism that pervades Hollywood. And I look right, yes, I'm sure it's a good movie. It looked like it's a great movie. I couldn't finish it. Yes, RFK Twigs. Yeah. Um, but Shia is a good actor. He's a good actor. And I feel bad that Mia Goth is sort of doing like seems like she's doing like a femoid on Shia. You know what I mean? Friend of the show, femoid. It seems like there's kind of a femoid situation going on there between Mia Goth and Shia, where we don't really see much of Shia anymore. We don't hear anything from him. We just know they're married, and it all seems, it's, I guess it's copacetic from, looking at it from the outside, but who knows what horrors and terrors are being wrought upon Shia by Mia Goth behind closed doors. That's sort of the vibe I get from friend of the show, Femoid. Although she assures me that her and her husband have a normal, healthy, loving relationship. So I guess I gotta believe that. if my good friend Femoid says that, I guess I should believe what I should believe what my friend has to say. um, my conversation, by the way, my latest conversation with Femoid is over on the patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Brewitt. We talked for like an hour and 23 minutes, and it would have gone longer, but then at one point her dogs were doing something, and she got up to go I guess calm them down. And then when she stood up, I guess she accidentally like turned her computer off because she's a woman, and women, women and technology don't mix. It's like might as well be spilling a glass of water all over the keyboard whenever you sit a woman in front of a computer. So her computer shut off. So that was all the time we were able to do. But we had a good talk, and so that's over on the Patreon. She says it's her last appearance. She tweeted at me, because of something good friend of the show Kenneth Trebet said. I know it's Tribbett, but it tickles me to say Trebet, like Trebek. But anyway, thanks for the money, Kenneth. Forgive me, Lord, if I hurt Femoid's dumb feelings. Yeah, please don't be mean to Femoid. What do they say? You catch more flies with honey? Which I guess the question then is like, well, what do I need? Why do I want flies? I don't know. But that's the expression. And I find that, in dealing with people online, these different personalities and people, accounts, folks on the internet, I think it can be much more fun, fulfilling, and rewarding, meaningful to not be mean to them. It's more, it's kind of a philosophy now, an ethos that I carry with me. Please don't be mean to me, and I will not be mean to others. Judge lest not ye be judged. Turn the other cheek, right? Uh, and Craig says everyone should be mean to Femoid at any opportunity possible. Yeah, they don't. They're mortal enemies. I get a kick out of her. I mean, she's mean. She can be a mean person, and she's definitely a very grating personality. Very bossy and brassy, and kind of a bitch. But I don't know, she leans into that. But I get a kick out of Femo, and she's provocative, and it's good for honestly anything for numbers. I'd be happy if she's my. I was saying this in our group chat, Robbie, Craig. If she's my Mark Random, I would love that. I'd love to have my own Mark Random. I don't want Mark Random because Mark Random could also be my Mark Random. He's asked to be, but he's somebody I don't necessarily wish to associate with. But I'm fine, associating with Femoid, even though she's done she's done a lot of like questionable things on the internet. Most recently, said the N-word a lot. It seemed like she sexually harassed or assaulted a trans person. I don't know how you would. Is it technically sexual? Here's the question. Thank you for the money. Scruggs Core, Dalton, take this $5 and piss off. Please don't be mean to me. Thank you for the money. Please don't be mean to me. But what's the rule now? New rule. What's the rule now that like if you send unsolicited nudes or lewds to someone, I guess that's technically some form of sexual assault. It's usually when people talk about that, it's like if a man does that to a woman, like if a man sends a picture of his penis to a woman, that's like a criminal charge, I guess. So there was something happened like a couple months ago where she was in some like one of these back and forth arguments where each person was typing paragraphs at each other with a like some trans person, and they were trying to tell her that she had like a boxy figure, or her body was not as I don't know. I don't know. It was a bitch off. It was one of these catty bitch offs where they were just talking about like you're not as actually hot as you think you are. And then she ended up like replying, like posting a video of her, which I did save to my phone before it got deleted, by the way, of her like with her shirt pulled all the way up to where her tits were out, and then she's like leaned back in a chair and just like rubbing herself up and down and smushing her titties together. And then everybody was like, "Hey, this is like at least sexual harassment, if not like some sort of criminal assault to do this." So she's provocative, but that sort of provocation is good for business. It's good numbers. I put the episode with her up just on the Patreon, and I already got some new Patreon subscribers, so thank you for that. We lost Sweeze on the Patreon, and a couple people stepped in to help out there. Nobody can really replace Sweeze. That emptiness is always going to be inside of me, but at least as far as Patreon is concerned, we made up for it. So thanks for that. That conversation's there. I still got to upload the audio for that. Boy, am I not running a tight ship? I do everything myself, and I got to make sure I'm getting better about uploading everything. But I appreciate the real ones who stick around in spite of my haphazard podcasting methods. And this is not even hard, to be honest with you. I don't know. I should be better at this, at like not just recording these things, bringing the personality, the actual content, but also uploading everything. I don't know what people talk about when they say like, "Oh, I'm editing a podcast. We have a podcast producer." I'm like, producing what? What are you editing, dude? I get the recording, I run it. The most I'll do is run it through iMovie, so I can add the intro and outro music, and then I upload it. I'm not editing shit, dude. I'm not looking at levels. I'm not doing nothing. And people comment every now and then, like, "Oh, the audio on this sucks." Tough titties, okay? Don't even worry about that. That's not what you're not listening. You're not paying attention. You're not watching a podcast for technical production. You're watching it for the marvel that is podcasting, for that skill set. Being able to, who could do? You think you could do this? You think does anybody thinks they can talk? Probably. There's probably more people qualified to do it than they realize. It just takes a certain brashness and boldness to actually try it. It's the same with stand up. There's probably like, only 100 people qualified to do stand up, but there's probably like 1,000 people in any city that are funnier than every comedian in that city. It's just those people don't feel the need to actually, go try it. You go to any like stand up open mic, it's like all the people there are people working, their day jobs are like finance, lawyer, doctor, software engineer, rich parents, whatever. And so it's like all those kinds of people who live these, those kinds of lives of comfort and wealth, they're not funny, really. They're good at smiling and networking and being like doing like the Patrick Bateman thing where they can like conduct business and keep up appearances and put on airs, but they're not necessarily funny. And then the funny people are like, making just barely enough to feed themselves, bordering on homeless, and they don't even want to go do an open mic. And then there are like actually funny people who do stand up, but they are so mentally ill, they're just homeless. That's me, I guess. Or maybe I shouldn't give myself that kind of credit. But the last time I talked to my good friend of the show, Austin's very own Jay Whitecotton. The last time I talked to him, he was in in between places to sleep. I think he mentioned to me that he's homeless or was like dealing with a spat of homelessness. But y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about. But he's like one of the funniest people I've ever met. He lives in Austin. He's very mentally ill, or I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't talked to him in a while. But he's like he's a genius. But he's like, one of those people who's almost like too brilliant to function. Like that Russian, you seen that Russian mathematician? He's like an actual genius mathematician. And he solved like a bunch of some math. He did a bunch of good math or something, and won these like some grant or some prize. And this organization wanted to give him like $1 million, and he turned it down and was like, "That's not, math is not for, we don't do math for money." Or something. And he just chose to be a crazy guy who lives with his mom in Russia. And that's actual genius. Is just being too unhinged to even when people try to hand you money, you turn it down. Which this might be apocryphal, but I did hear a story that at one point in time there was some one of these record labels or stand-up somethings that wanted to give Jay like a deal of some sort. They wanted to sign him on for something, and then he actually like read the entire contract and just like ripped it up in front of the head of the company or some executive there. Which I don't have it in. I wouldn't be able to do that. I love talking shit and talking about the I don't know, the shallowness and emptiness and vanity of these different performers, entertainers, or whatever. But also, I need the money. So I was watching Craig stream earlier today, and I was like, I gotta be honest with you. When I really think about it, I've worked a lot of like jobs I don't want to work, which is just any job I've ever had. And I've had to pretend like I like the people there for way less money. I've had to put up, keep up appearances and act like I'm cool with everyone and like I respect the people I work with for, pennies compared to the money that's being moved around with these different comedians that we talk about. So I think I'd be fine if I had to, pretend like I really respected any of these people, Burt, Kreischer, Segura, Santino, Bobby, whatever. The whole slate of people that all these I hate comedy channels talk about. And I guess us. Thank you, Robbie, for saying that. Yes, the jobs Dalton's done are blow in hand, parentheses, 2 other guys. Thank you. That's true. But yeah, I would gladly be friends with and respect any one of these people for the money. I need the money, and there's worse ways to make a living. I grew up in a house where my dad was a not a security guard. He was a correctional officer. He was a prison guard. So compared to my, he used to have prisoners throw doo doo at him and try to kill him, and he regularly had to resort to acts of violence to quell other violent inmates. And that was for not that much money that he did that. So if all I have to do is be like, oh, Kill Tony's great, and then I get paid more money in a month than my dad made his entire life, then I'm fine with that. I'd be fine with that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's probably too late now. We've all talked enough shit publicly that I don't think anyone would buy that. But thinking about it rationally now, I probably should have just played that game. But it's too late for that now. So I guess unfortunately I'm in a position where I have to, I don't know, be authentic and keep it real and make known my actual thoughts and opinions and beliefs, which is a great way to not make money or succeed ever, is being honest. Yes, Craig, that is very true. We've all spilled too many beans. Um, yeah, yeah. I want to climb, Robbie. I want to climb the ladder. To be honest with you, I would love to climb the ladder. That'd be cool. I hate being at the bottom of the ladder. Um, Nobody talks about this. Also, speaking of, um, just regular ladders are also kind of hard to climb when you think about it. That does require some physicality and exertion of energy to climb an actual ladder. You know, like in movies, like an action movie where there's like a character running from another character, and then for whatever reason, the guy running from the other guy thinks it's going to be a good idea to climb a ladder to get to a high place. Which I don't. Where are you going after that? I don't know what the plan is there. But then it's one of them ladders that's just like metal rungs bolted into the side of a tower or something, and then they start climbing that. That's just steep metal, you know, yeah, that's just like a perfect 90-degree angle metal rungs jutting out of the side of an edifice. That's difficult to climb, I think. Now, like a ladder you get at Home Depot that you lean, that you would like lean against a house or something. That's at an angle. I guess that'd probably be a little bit easier to climb, but so there's different ladders of varying degrees of difficulty to climb. That require varying degrees of difficulty to climb. But I guess all that's to say, whether it's a literal ladder or the social ladder necessary to to climb to succeed in the entertainment industry is all very difficult. All right, Craig. Thank you for saying that. David Lucas is climbing the Empire State Building. That's good. The only thing Dalton's climbing is a seafood tower. That's healthy. That's keto. That's but and also and speaking of, by the way, it's funny you mentioned that. Because one night I was at the stand and everyone's favorite comedian extraordinaire, one of the most valiant combatants in the arena of ideas, Tim Dillon showed up, and I don't know if this counts as name dropping, but he, it's pertinent to the story, so I don't know. To be honest, is it? I think it's name dropping if it's like I don't know. I don't know how that works. Anyway, he's famous. He showed up, and I saw a famous guy. Tim Dillon showed up, and they gave him the full, Vesuvio. The owner did the Artie Bucco Vesuvio treatment for Tim Dillon. They gave him a full spread, his own entire table, and uh, spread at the table, like all this food. And one of the dishes included a seafood tower. And the surprising thing is, you would think, you wouldn't think that this would be the case looking at him. He did not eat all of the food. He ate just a small portion of this obscene amount of food they brought to him. And the seafood tower, nigh untouched. And so then he left. And then I sat down and ate the rest of the seafood tower. And so that's the one interaction I've had with him, with Tim Dillon, was I ate his scraps that he left at a table at a comedy club. No, I did talk to him briefly, I think Robbie has like an actual some sort of like sexual relationship, like physical relationship with him. I don't know. I think Robbie and Tim talk. They send each other like cute little emojis and text messages. They're sexual in nature, but I've only talked to him once because I was sitting at the bar by myself, and the owner of the club. Uh, there was this thing happening, and Robbie will know what I'm talking about. Robbie's in the chat, folks. There was this thing happening that I guess you would call the swarm, where I was sitting at the end of the bar, and Tim was he was sitting in like the dining area, and there was this sort of orbit happened around him, not due to his mass necessarily, but his success and fame, where there was just like varying degrees of lesser thans compared to him that had swarmed around him, that were just sitting there hanging on his every word and hoping to, I don't know what they were hoping to glean from, spending time sitting there listening to Tim Dillon talk about real estate or whatever. But I was sitting at the end of the bar, and the club owner came up to me and he was like, "Hey, you're a comedian. You got to go. You got to go talk to Tim." And I was like, "Man, I don't know if he would appreciate anything about me." I can observe from afar and appreciate his comedy and all that, but he seems like just an intimidating guy to try and talk to, and I don't know if we would find any common ground with each other. But then the owner insisted, so he took me over there and introduced us, and I shook hands with Tim, and the owner was like, "Yeah, this is Dalton. He's a funny guy. He's from Texas." And so I sat down, and Tim like looked at me and goes, "Ah, yeah, Texas, huh? What a shithole." And I'm like, "All right, well, that's my home. That's where I'm from. I don't come to fucking Long Island and tell you it's full of inbred fucking loudmouth waterhead mutants," which it is. But he said that about Texas, and he just was telling me about how much he does not like the city of Austin. And I didn't have the time to tell him, like, well, that's not Texas. That's what people like you, all y'all Hollywood entertainment fucking people think is Texas, is Austin, because it's like the most well-known on the map city right now in Texas. That is not, Austin is not indicative of Texas. It's not what the state is really like. It's its own like sovereign nation within Texas. But he was telling me he hates Austin, and so I tried to tell him about a place near Austin that is near and dear to my heart, that I know Sweeze has been to recently, and I don't know how many people here are going to know what I'm talking about. But there's you might know it. It's a city that's famous because a fertilizer plant exploded there a few years ago. I got to take out an old Zen. It's a town in between, like in between Austin and the Dallas Fort Worth area. I can't remember exactly where it is geographically, but it's probably like a couple hours outside of Austin. It's a little town called West Texas. It's the name of the town is West, and it's an old like Czech. I guess it was like settled or colonized or whatever word I'm supposed to use by Czech people, like Czechs. Czech. Czech. Well, I guess it used to be Czechoslovakia, now it's the Czech Republic, but Czechs, And I was telling Tim, there's two well-known spots in the town of West Texas. There's the Czech Stop and Slovaceks, and they're across the highway from one another. And yes, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Jay Dynas says Kolache eaters, so that's what I'm getting at. You go to the Czech Stop, or you go to Slovaceks. kolaches as far as the eye can see, sweet and savory. My favorite are the sweet. That's usually what people go to Check Stop for. There's all these different fruit kolaches. They got apple, they got apricot, they got cherry, they got mixed berry, prune, which is an oddly good one, is the prune. They got like a berry and cream cheese. Well, they got all kinds of flavors, right? Lemon, strawberry. Y'all know what fruit is. And thank you, Heihachi Mishima, $2 Canadian, $2 Crackamico, King of the Iron Fist, Heihachi Mishima. Check people, and they spell check the French way, like a check, like a money check. No, not that, not Jewish people. That's what the Israeli flag means. Yes. No, not that kind of Czech people. No, like Czechoslovakians, Czech Republic. Anyway, so I told Tim about West Texas and the Czech stop, and he just was like, "Huh? Yeah, I don't know, man. It sounds like shit. Sounds bad." And that was the extent of our conversation. And then I ate the seafood tower they left. And so that was good. That was probably like at least a $40 seafood tower. And so yeah, we'll get to the Bible study here in a minute. But like I was saying earlier, I've been getting into canned fish lately, and so I was at the store the other day, and I was in the canned meat aisle, which includes all the canned fish, or fishes. So if there it's like if there's different variety species of fish, I believe it would be the plural would be fishes. Runaway Slav, I have had pickled herring. It's good. But I was at now I'm really invested. So I got like a sampler. I bought myself like a sampling of canned fish. I got whatever the different varieties of Beach Cliff canned sardines they had. So sardines and mustard, sardines in Louisiana hot sauce, sardines in soybean oil with Hatch green chilies, and then something called fish steaks, which is herring in Louisiana hot sauce. So I guess like 4 cans of canned fish altogether, 3 of which were sardines, 1 herring, and it was lovely. I was wondering. I said to myself, I don't know why I don't do this more. I really enjoy sardines and just different kinds of tinned meat products, especially fish. So I posted that on X, formerly Twitter, and somebody commented that they were like, this is actually a thing. There's a YouTube channel that is blowing up right now about this very subject, and I go, it's like canned fish, really? And I clicked the link, and there is a channel devoted to different kinds of canned fishes that currently has over 70,000 YouTube subscribers. So it's doing better than anything I'm involved with. The canned fish channel. It looks like it's just some guys who talk about different kinds of they find all these different brands of canned fish and go review them, I guess. And so there's some. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't really know. I mean, we were talking about taste buds here earlier, and this is sort of an extension of that. I don't know why, like me, Robbie, and Crack are trying to do like a show that's just about being like funny or entertaining. We need to just like have some probably like food related topic that we just go over. That's what the people are into. I saw it happen. It's been last few years have been this like upswing, this swell of like the things that the sort of content people are gravitating toward now is just like food reviews or just people enjoying food. For a while there, it was true crime, right? Like every white bitch in this country could start a podcast about like murderers they get their pussies wet, right? And then they would make like $1 million a week doing that. And then that sort of that had its time and its moment in the sun. Um and now it's kind of true crime has kind of gone by the wayside. I guess it ended with the murder of Patton Oswalt's wife. Um, but and so now it's food, like food stuff. And I first came to I first became aware of this, I suppose, during the pandemic when that chinless Italian fella from Staten Island started really blowing up. He was one, there was probably like a ton of people already doing this by that time, but he was one of the first I noticed was just like doing that sort of that thing where you just eat a sandwich in your car, and that's the show. It's just a guy eating a sandwich in his car, and so I would just see his stuff on TikTok and I'd be like, yeah, that guy. Meals by Cuisine, that guy, that chinless Italian guy. Yeah, and he would just go to like different places in New York and be like, "Oh, I got a sandwich," and then he'd sit in his car and be like, "Oh, this is a good sandwich. 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10 Marons. Take care, brush your hair." And then now he's a millionaire from eating sandwiches in his car. And as now there's a whole economy, a whole cottage industry of just like different guys either eating sandwiches in their car or talking about food, reviewing food, do maybe some cooking videos here and there. But it's just that's the thing now. It's just like guys or guys or girls or whoever just like enjoying food is that's back. It's not no more is it limited to just Anthony Bourdain and Alton Brown and all these guys. Just anybody with a phone now can start a fruitful career as a professional food enjoyer, which is if you're good enough at that, you can make more money than anyone actually working in the food service industry, right? But I mean, what do they deserve? Cranky drug addicts who just do nothing but stay high and complain about their clientele. No, yeah, you deserve to you know stay a slave to the people that you rely on for your tips, right? And then meanwhile, I'm in there just to review the food on a Twitch stream, and I make more money than you're ever gonna. I make more money in a day than you're gonna make in a fucking year. Like, have you seen that one minstrel show that's going around now? That what's his name? I Show Speed. He's one of these like Kai Cenat type of guys. He's like a streamer, and he's one of these guys that I'm told you're not allowed to think is annoying because they say he's harmless or he's just very positive, right? He's one of the he's just like one of these hello my baby, hello my honey. How do I describe this? He's a black guy who's doing a bit of soft shoe on the internet with his behavior. If you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I've just been seeing stuff lately where he's just going around Italy and eating a bunch of different gourmet meals in a way that if it was a Looney Tunes cartoon would would come with a warning before the cartoon came on nowadays. You know what I mean? And so and it's just but it's just a black guy eating spaghetti. So that's where the money is now. What is going on? What is the deal, folks? Because this was something that I was going to discuss with Femoid before the before that dummy knocked her computer off. Oh wait, Robbie's popping off in the chat. Kais and Natalie Cuomo, thank you for that. And then hold on, I gotta catch up on the chat here. Okay, you guys are talking about the service industry. Yeah, it sucks. It's a high school environment of alcoholics. Yes, thank you, Robbie. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I mean, hold on. Yeah, I'll say this: the service industry does not deserve our respect. I am sick of this being bullied by these people in the service industry, being constantly castigated by them, like they're doing the fucking Lord's work by bringing the food to the table. Like it's somehow this arduous job that takes a certain kind of iron will and intestinal fortitude to do. When it's like you're a fucking loser. You're 37 years old trying to work a job waiting tables. That's a job for teenagers and like college students. That's insane that you're still doing this job and then acting like it's this noble, virtuous position to be in that is deserving of a better tip than you got on somebody's steak dinner. That's not this. I'll still tip just out of like not even kindness, but really just a feeling of guilt. It's not even like I want to, but I'll do it so I don't, I guess like nobody's mad at me. I don't want anyone to be mean to me. But yeah, and Rob, yes, Rob, you're right. The customers suck. Yes, I'm not one of those people. I've never sent food back. They'll bring out the complete wrong order, and I'll just eat it. I'm not trying to do that. But is it they act like they're all high, God's gift to all of us, and they deserve these extravagant tips. But they, what, Robbie? This is another good point you make. No one tells you that people in the service industry do make really good money. It's just it doesn't come with any of the security or foundation or benefits of like an actual job. So all the money they're making is like it's taxed, but it's not like there's no 401k, there's no pension, there's no health insurance. It's not it's like a notch above like a 1099 commission only job, I guess. You know what I mean? Like the guy I used to do these with, that I used to do Bible study with, my friend Jamie, he's a server. He's been a server forever, and he's a cool dude. Everything I'm saying is not about him for sure. But I mean, he's worked jobs. In the time I've known him, he's worked jobs where he's like made really like enough money to pay like a pretty extravagant rent, and then still have money left over to buy us drugs for the day when I used to do drugs. So there are servers out there who make like really. I remember one time, $2 from Yusuf Ronco. Love you, buddy. I love you too, Yusuf. Thank you, folks. Please give me money. Is that how this works? I saw a clip the other day. I can't believe. Like, I guess it makes sense for me and Robbie and Craig to do this right now. Okay, hold on. Does anybody want to hop in? I feel like there's bits being ripped in the chat. Maybe somebody should. Hey folks, if anybody wants to testify, here's the link. But this is a very good bit, a classic Robbie Goodwin schizo brain bit. 1099 Feld. And then thank you, Craig said he's an independent contractor, Jerry. So it's commission only. Man, what a scam those are, by the way. I saw something on Twitter the other day. Forgive me, X, formerly Twitter. I saw something on X, formerly Twitter, the other day. I guess I didn't realize this was the case for everybody. Somebody said that the website Indeed, the job hunting website, is fundamentally useless now. That it's all like every listing on there is like not real or doesn't lead to anything. Because the last time I was like job hunting, I ended up finding my job now because I have a relative who works for the same company who recommended me. Nepotism got me my low wage plus commission job that I have now. But I was looking for jobs, and I was on Indeed, and my purview, because I'm a degenerate who's hit rock bottom, my purview is sales. And every single sales job that I found was like a 1099 position, independent contractor. So $0 an hour, commission only, but still technically working for a company. So not like, according to the tax form, self-employed, but working for a company doing sales. And I would like talk to these companies, and it seemed like the process to begin working entailed a conversation with like an Indian guy or some sort of like Middle Eastern something, and then being sent information about what I would be selling, and then just asking me to start calling people. it was it was like the weirdest experience, because it wasn't. I would like have these conversations where they would be like, "Are you comfortable making phone calls to sell this service?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And they'd be like, "Okay, I'm going to send you some information. Can you call some people? Just call numbers and see if you can sell this." And I'd be like, "What?" And then they would like send me a PDF document, and then be like, "Yeah, just call like whatever businesses you can find and ask them if they want to buy this, and anybody that you'll get commission for that." And I'm like, "Wait, do I work for you now?" And so that was those like 1099 jobs I found on Indeed all the time, and they're all scams. But then I finally found an actual sales job where I get paid well below the poverty line as far as my wage goes. And then I'm told with the commission, I could be making upwards of lower middle class wages. So that's nothing to sneeze at. And nowadays lower middle class, which when I was a kid would have been upper middle class. And when I say when I was a kid, I mean 5 years ago. Inflation's gotten out of control. Because money. Hey, the dollar ain't what it used to be. That's why they killed Muammar Gaddafi. I think really was because he saw that the U.S. dollar was becoming a problem, and then he wanted to create for Libya a gold-backed dinar, and so Hillary Clinton
Wait,
killed him.
Libya Soprano?
Yes. Where did you where did you get Libya Soprano out of
You said
that?
Libya.
Oh yes, Libya Soprano.
Yeah. Stop bombing me. I'm your mother.
Yeah, there you go, Libya Soprano. You think I hate Gaddafi? You tell me I hate Gaddafi?
Ma, I'm telling you, it's a fucking coup.
Don't call me a kook.
There you go. We got more out of Libya Soprano than I thought we would.
I know. I was thinking about this. Dalton, what do you think about this? I wanted to hop on and ask you something.
Yeah.
When like a girl has small titties or almost no titties?
Yes.
So they compensate by wearing like very, very little like bras and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot, huh?
Yeah, man. Are you talking about Daddy Warbucks?
Yeah, like that kind of thing, I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Like I like when girls with small titties do that. I think that's cool.
Yeah, girls with small titties make up for the lack of titty meat by being like whores.
Showing a ton of skin. And I was thinking about how much I like that.
Yeah, I like that. It's fun. Yeah, I enjoy a nice small-breasted woman because
Emma
she's
Stone.
also a whore. Do what?
Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone or
I'd like to grab her stones. Dude, she had a lot of sex scenes in Poor Thing. What was that movie called? Poor Things?
Poor Things?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is that about my bank account?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
well, it's a sequel to that movie about my ex-wife, Pork Things.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I haven't
thanks.
watched it yet. People seem to hate that guy, that Yorgos, whatever.
You know, I didn't really like The Lobster, but I liked his other one, the Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah. Well, I consider The Lobster.
I did consider it, and I didn't care for it. Unless it's in Tim Dillon's Seafood Tower.
Dude, that was a good seafood tower.
I know. Also, there's no way it's only $40. Seafood towers are fucking expensive.
Yeah, I don't know how much it cost. I don't know. It would have been $40 for me because I think Joe at the stand he had a soft spot for me, and
Yeah,
maybe
he likes me too. He's really nice.
maybe he felt bad for me, so he would give me half off of any food
Joe
order that I
Harari?
made. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
Like,
good dude.
if he was there and saw me, I wouldn't ask for it, but if he saw me eating, he would be like, "Hey, be sure to give him half off."
He's the only guy at the stand that I don't feel like I like doesn't like hate me. Basically, like everyone in the stand is like very I don't know. It's a little cool kids club vibe. We've talked about this, but Joe's not like that at all. He's a really sweet guy.
Who's the manager there? Adele? She's like one of the managers.
Oh yeah, Adele's all right. Yeah, Adele's cool. I did her podcast.
She's cool. Did I ever tell you? Do you remember? She probably still works there.
Dude, we're getting Adele.
There's the now failing Brooklyn Comedy Club or Williamsburg Comedy Club or whatever. Do you remember the lady that was the bartender / manager there, Liz?
Oh, the one you got in a fight with?
Yeah, the one I screamed at multiple times.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
When Harrington was like booking that show there, he was furious with me for doing that, for like getting into a squabble with her.
Yeah.
And he texted me and was like, "What? So like, why are you? What's going on between you and Liz?" And I was like, "She's a bitch." He was like, "Okay, if that's how you want to play it, I mean, would you act this way about Adele at the stand?" And I go, "No, because Adele's not a bitch. Liz is a bitch, man." And then that's when Harrington like tried to, I guess, like ban me from my own show. He was like, "You all right? The next show you have with us, you show up exactly when it starts, and then don't go to the bar. Stay in the showroom and leave immediately after the show."
Oh, I forgot.
And I was like, "I'm not doing any of that, man. I'll do what I want."
Yeah, that place was stressful. I think I think Harrington got yelled at a lot by Ed, and I think so it kind of like trickled down.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I mean, I was like out of my mind at the time. It was not like my behavior was justified.
I even did that Halloween show there, and I love Harrington. He's a really nice guy and has helped me out a lot, honestly. And is very sweet. But working with him on that show, like Ed got. Oh, you were around for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us were doing good at that time.
No, I mean it was a tough time.
It was a rough time for all of us. Like, I had the implosion. I had I was the final fireworks show for all of us, but it seemed like we were all like either barely treading water or just like sinking.
I actually thought our careers were going good. It was just very emotionally intense. In that period, like, yeah, I actually thought we were doing really well, like career wise.
All things considered, if you want, career wise, I suppose we were beginning to get to a place that many never even get close to in comedy, which is we were making money and a lot of people were tuning into what we were doing.
We were the talk of the town.
We were the talk of the town. We were the toast of town. I mean, we are again now. Yes,
toast of the town.
Yeah, we're the toast once more. We're back in the toaster.
Call me Colin Toast.
Yeah, the bread is brown again, but yeah, it felt like in like each of our personal lives, we were just like we were melting down. It was not going well.
Yeah. I mean, the show Love Boys was intense at the time, and it was like it was a lot at once for all of us, I think. And
yeah, remember when you got doxxed?
Oh yeah. Speaking of Tim Dillon, I called him. I was like, I have no fucking idea what to do. And the only guy on my phone who I feel like probably his fans who has doxed him, I'd be comfortable calling is Tim. Not to name drop. His name carries a lot of weight. He was very nice. Yeah, and I was actually getting into like that relationship with Stuart at the time, and my friend had just passed, and it was like, dude, that was a really, really crazy. I like emotionally aged like a decade in that like year and a half.
Yeah, I remember like because I would watch like when we would upload something, I would like watch it back, and I remember I looked insane. Like there were so many episodes where you could just see me becoming more and more unhinged, and then
the outfits were kind of a giveaway.
yeah, the outfits were getting real like Elton Johnny.
Yeah.
And then
yes, you were in your Rocket Man right before he falls into the pool era.
Yeah, and then you were not like becoming manic or anything, but you were like starting to look haggard. You're looking like just beat down.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was getting beat down.
I remember there were times we would show up to the studio and like the sunken look in your face, like you would be like scruffy, kind of unshaven, and you would have this like you could just see the pain in your eyes.
Yeah. Dude, it was a lot. I had never dealt with almost any attention, and then it was just like a shitload of negative attention. And
yeah,
and then stuff outside of that was fucking nuts too. So it was like I was talking about this. It was like when you talked about like when you did the Real House podcast and stuff, you just like brace yourself every time. That's how it kind of started to feel with Loud Boys, where just every week I just braced myself for the onslaught of people who wanted to like kill me. It felt like.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I was because the attention
to say please don't be mean. I had no idea that's what.
Yeah, if we only knew then what we know now, which is just to ask people, please don't be mean to me. But yeah, I mean, the attention, positive or negative, like the just the amount of attention, that, at least that I started getting, drove me crazy.
I think also everyone was crazy coming out of the fucking pandemic. Like, not to blame it, but it was like we were all cooped up, and then it was like, all right, everyone go back into the world as usual. And it was like, all right, everyone was a little like that summer was fucking nuts. I remember.
Yeah, I think people are still crazy. People never recover. They're still crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody at their damn mind. And then like the whole time you and I were like struggling with the attention, Joe was like exacerbating it in the comment section. Like I would look at the comments and there would be like multiple comments of like Joe replying to people like being like mean to us and just egging them on, and I'd be like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?"
Yeah, I didn't like that at all, but I also didn't know what to do.
No,
I mean, I don't know. Like you can't win. I mean, it's also like whatever. Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, Robbie. I made the decision for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I people say I've aged, but I don't know. More girls seem to like me now, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, women. There's like all these women that talk about like, oh, I would never be attracted to a man in his 30s, 40s, and it's like, bitch, you don't know what you want. It's since time immemorial, young, hot 20 something year old women are attracted to schlubby older men.
Yeah, I didn't even know why I aged. I mean, it's not like I had a significant change in lifestyle. Maybe it was just stress.
Probably just like stress and I don't know, trauma and searching for some meaning in life. I don't know.
Isn't that crazy that like that can show up physically, just like emotional shit like that?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it shows up as I got fat as shit. I got really fat.
Yeah, I think I still look handsome, but I guess I just look older.
Yeah, but women like that. They like a man who looks older.
Hey, females apparently will fuck me, so that's cool.
No, Robbie, I told you this earlier. You're gonna get eaten by the siren.
I know.
If this is good, yeah. If this is God of War times, you're crashing on the shore, on the rocks, and the sirens eating your heart. Don't let it keep Femoid. Look, Femoid's friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
But you got to keep her at arm's distance.
I'll keep her about 6 inches at distance if you catch my drift.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you? Hey, wait. What do you need the extra 4 inches for?
Hey, whoa! Don't.
There we go. Damn, that was funny when Jess Feeney revealed to everybody that Brendan Sagalow has a 4-inch penis, and then she dumped him.
No, I think he dumped her.
He dumped her. Oh, she didn't have enough TV credits.
I actually don't know, but she seemed a little more upset than he did after. But I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
But that was crazy, yeah, because like I would think that would be like a deal breaker for Jess, but
that would infuriate me.
What?
If I was dating someone and they did that to me.
What? So
like,
that he had
they like reveal the intimate details about my anatomy.
But she didn't just do that. Sagalow like told everyone on Legion of Skanks that he had a 4-inch penis.
Oh, is that the story?
Yeah, well, and they all thought he was lying. And he was like, no, call my girlfriend. And then they called Jess. And he was like, how?
Oh, so he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
So he went out of his way to prove that he has a small penis.
Yes.
Or perfectly average penis.
Prove my dick.
Prove my penis. Yeah.
Prove my penis.
Damn, dude. We'll get to the Bible study here in a minute, but I watched Predator 2 last night. It's awesome.
Oh, Dr. Disrespect 2.
Yeah, Dude, Predator 2 is amazing with Danny Glover.
I think I've only seen Predator 1.
Yo, dude, they tried to do Predator, but also RoboCop. I didn't remember that. I didn't realize that.
No Arnold, no deal though, right?
It's good now. Predator 2 is awesome. It's Danny Glover. It's a pretty good cast. Danny Glover.
Okay.
Gary Busey and Bill Paxton. And so the movie was released in 1990.
Crack. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win.
Like I'm watching the Wario and the Waluigi show right now. That's awesome. Yeah, but Predator 2 is awesome because it came out in 1990, but I think RoboCop had just come out, so they're trying to do a RoboCop thing. So it takes place in 1997. So it's like the future, and everything's run amok. You know, the city's in shambles, and it's like future, but like shitty, like RoboCop, and all the guns look futuristic. Like for whatever reason, in the future, the guns look stupid now. And so there's a predator now it's the predator in the city, not the jungles of South America. And 67-year-old Danny Glover, or whatever age he was, has to stop the predator. It's a fun movie. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I'll check it out. I honestly don't like Predator 1 that much, so I didn't care to follow it up.
They're just fun movies.
Yeah, I'm more of an Alien motherfucker. I
think Alien's better.
Yeah, Predator seems like one that I probably had to see when I was a teenager too. You know,
the new one's really good. Prey.
I like that. Yeah, Prey was good.
Yeah, which it also like.
What Prey Romano?
I like. Okay.
Deborah,
trying to find us. I can't see him. He's got
the alien beast.
He's using a cloaking device. He's reflecting light, and he's invisible, Deborah.
Yeah. Raymond Green.
But it actually there's like the continuity between the Prey movie and Predator 2, I think, because Prey takes place in the 1700s. It's like a Comanche tribe. And then some like Comanche lady has to fight a predator with like bows and arrows.
I thought it was the tribe called Quest.
No. You're thinking of
hip hop, and then I mix up Prey and hip hop in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Run DMC.
No, yeah. You're thinking of what's the other black Nope.
Oh,
Yeah. So
That's a
no,
good
but
movie too, honestly. Nope is good.
no, they killed Keith David too early.
I think they just titled it badly.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to see this movie? Nope.
It's Predators with Adrian because I like that cast. Isn't that the fucking
Yeah, the Predators is the
Yeah.
one with Adrian Brody where they take him to the
That
Predator.
actually is that one
I
good?
think Goggins is in that one.
Yeah, I love Goggins.
Yeah, but
Lady Goggins.
Lady Goggins, yeah.
Poker face, poker face.
Oh yeah,
Call it a bad romance.
yeah, Croyd. Yeah, Croyd said, yeah, Adrian Brody and Walton Goggins is in that one. Nice, folks. Let's get some super chats going. But anyway,
Adrian Brody DTD.
the end of Predator 2. So spoilers for Predator 2. Danny Glover kills the Predator that he's been battling the whole movie. And then when he kills the Predator, like a bunch of Predators show up. Like they start moving in and they turn off their cloaking thing. So there's like actually a bunch of Predators there with him. But it's, I don't know, it's like a tribal thing where now, because a human has felled a Predator, they take the dead Predator's body away and they're going to leave Danny Glover alone. And then as they're all leaving, one of the Predators turns back around and like unholsters a weapon and throws it at Danny Glover. And I don't remember I guess the Predators can speak English because that Predator goes, "Take this." And it's like an old like flintlock pistol from the 1700s. I don't know why he thought that was a good gift to give Danny Glover as like a reward for killing a Predator, but yeah, it's like a antique pistol from the 1700s. And so then in Prey, the new one that takes place in the 1700s. What is that? Ketamine?
No, it's like a moisturizer.
Oh, okay.
You thought I was just doing ketamine?
I don't know. That's what everybody's doing now. Is like ketamine,
I
and
tried it once. I didn't love it.
I did it medicinally. $5 from Primitive State. It was cool when Dr. Disrespect gave Danny Glover a pistol at the end of the movie. Yeah, that's cool. Man, that story is ongoing.
Are they making another lethal weapon with Gibson?
Yeah, I saw somebody tweeted. They were like, "Man, he was too old for this shit in the '80s."
He's one of those guys who's always looked old, though.
Oh, $2 from Craig Ray Romarno.
New rule: stop being a bitch.
New rule, Deborah, stop being a bitch.
New rule: everybody loves me. I actually not watched any of that show at all.
You haven't watched any of Everybody Loves Raymond?
No.
It's great.
Is it actually?
Yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond's amazing.
When I was a kid, I was just like, oh, this is like too adult. I just never got around to it.
I used to watch it all the time. I really enjoyed it as a kid.
I was always a Seinfeld.
There's an episode where they get like Marie, his mom, gets like some modern art thing to put in the house, but it's like a sculpture of a vagina.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was fun. And Peter Boyle, he's amazing in it.
Yeah,
they used to do that. I guess the last show to do that is It's Always Sunny, where they would get like one legendary actor, to be in a sitcom.
They did that recently. But what am I thinking of?
Community
just did that though.
Community did it a couple times because there was Chevy Chase, and then in the 6th season it was Keith David.
Yeah, it was never as good after Chevy Chase left. I kind of think he's like the secret to the show.
The 6th season's good.
Did you see this? Off around. No. I fell off when Dan Harmon left, and then I watched a bit of when he came back, and I wasn't that into it. The other two has Molly Shannon, but there's one more that is also like that. That's actually kind of a funny show too. The other two.
about the other Jew, and it's
That's Seinfeld.
yeah, Seinfeld.
No, that's Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, yeah,
Wow.
I don't think nobody saw the 6th season Community because it aired on Yahoo.
Yeah, Yahoo or some shit.
But I watched it, and it's like Keith David, Jonathan Banks, and Paget Brewster added to the cast, and they're all great in it. Donald Glover left, obviously, but the Keith David character is funny. It was like a good season. It was like a good way to wrap it up. I guess they're going to do a movie at some point, but I'm burnt out on Dan Harmon. Rick and Morty.
I've heard he's like a dickhead too.
I've heard that. Do you remember you remember Quibi?
Yeah, Mayor Quimby from
Yeah, Mayor Quibi from The Simpsons. Yeah.
Era, we need quick bites.
There was I feel like I dreamt this, but this was real. This is not something I imagined. There was a show on Quibi about Dan Harmon. It starred Donald Logue as Dan Harmon and Anna Kendrick as Dan Harmon's girlfriend. And Anna Kendrick finds Dan Harmon's sex doll, and the sex doll comes to life, and they go on adventures together.
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
And it was created by like Dan Harmon's like jilted Megan Gans, I think is her name.
I did not do a Donald Glover Danny Glover joke yet.
Oh,
wow, that's funny.
I'm getting too old for this shit, Morty.
It would be no adultish Gambino because he's getting too old for it.
Oh, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Dan Harmon, Donald Glover, and Danny Glover.
Okay.
How do we connect these dots?
So I'm sorry for touching her inappropriately, Morty. And I'm too old. And also, I'm too old for this shit.
Now watch me rap.
No, yeah. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, that's that character.
You know he got his rap name from a Wu-Tang name generator.
Yes, and he's bad at it.
He actually can be kind of good at it. He's hit and miss.
I remember the years of the era of left-wing liberal psyops.
Mm-hmm.
And when This Is America came out, I was like, is this a prank?
I kind of like This Is America. But people act like it was deep. It's just like a fun song. I don't know.
Why is everybody telling me that it's important for me to like this?
I mean, this is why this is a big reason why I don't want Trump to get reelected. Everyone just like said the dumbest shit during that era, and I'm really worried that it's going to come back. I mean, like liberals just act like fucking idiots during this.
Dude, the libtards.
I mean, not both sides are the same. I just think Trump just made everybody lose there because he's crazy, so he made everybody crazy.
You know, when you think about it, both sides are kind of the same.
Yeah, not to enter the arena.
Save that.
I at least appreciate during this presidency, all politics aside, it just feels like the temperature's turned down on everything.
Yeah, and you want to make sure your food is cooked thoroughly, so you don't want to turn the temperature down.
Yeah, let them cook. Yeah,
I guess unless you're eating like sushi or vegetables, you don't really have to cook. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Oh God, Jesus Christ! That is one of the more obnoxious developments lately. Is raw dogging a flight.
So stupid.
First off, just like using the term raw dogging to just refer to. Did you just fart?
Yep.
Nice. But to use the term raw dogging for just like existing. Just be like, I'm sober and I'm not looking at a phone.
Well, I said this on your last podcast, but I find that like a lot of this, like Joe Rogan, Andrew Huberman, like dude biohacking stuff, it's just like ways to just make routine like uncomfortable for no reason. Like if you want a raw dog, go raw dog on. Because I do agree that there is something to like putting the phone down and just and being present and enjoying your life, but flights just fucking suck. So that's when you should have those distractions. When you should be raw dogging is when like going out on a walk in nature or hiking or something where your surroundings and your environment's enjoyable. But I just feel like these guys like get off on like torturing themselves for no reason. Like, you know, like the cold plunge shit and the cold shower shit.
So stupid.
And I looked up the science. The cold plunge, the only reason it feels good is because it releases adrenaline. That's it. You're just like tricking your body into releasing adrenaline. There's no health benefits.
Yeah, and you can get that from.
In fact, it can actually age you. Speaking of aging, it can age your skin because it releases a bunch of cortisol.
Yeah, just watch a scary movie.
Or the news.
Yeah,
or the debate.
The scariest movie, the news.
Yeah.
You remember? Do you remember that? I don't know what he's up to.
Honestly, yeah, raw dog at the dinner table. That's a good time to like not have distractions when you're around people being present. But when you're on a fucking flight, it's like there's nothing wrong with being on your phone on a flight or a movie or anything, because being on a flight fucking sucks, and it's not like you're gaining anything from sitting still in the tube with like pressurized air.
Do you remember? We had him on the Loud Boys. Do you remember Misho?
Yeah.
He had a really funny joke. He would open his set by going on stage and be like, "I'm a Syrian." He would be like, "I'm a Syrian refugee. I'm from Syria. You know that country from that TV show, The News." That was funny.
Pretty good. I think he ended up dating that Abigail.
Yes, that turned into a debacle amongst.
Really?
Yeah, like that was almost like a homeless bum fight, basically. Because
he needed a place to live.
No, well, he was dating her, and then Nick Crespo ended up having sex with her, and then him and Nick got into a fight, and Nick broke his leg.
Whoa!
Like Nick, like body slammed. Yeah, I know. Right? That's why I said to both of them, I'm like, you guys can't be acting like this over a fat bitch. You guys can't be doing this. This is crazy. But yeah, Nick like body slammed him, and I guess the way he hit the pavement, like broke his leg. So he had to go to the hospital, and I'm like, man, you make like $11 an hour. You can't afford to have your leg broken over a fat bitch right now. This is crazy,
man. I mean, Nick's a maniac.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's all these.
That whole circle is just full of people who really just needed a place to go.
I'll tell you what, man. Ever since, I mean, you know, my life is in fucking shambles right now, but I'm focused now.
You're locked in.
I'm raw dogging. I'm raw dogging life, whatever that means. But you know, ever since I like fucked up my life,
raw
I'm like
dogging life.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Whatever. But oh yeah, they're asking for the Bible. We'll get to the Bible here in a second. Let me wrap up this thought. But ever since I'm like become distanced from all that, and now I'm working with you and Crack and our business manager Robert, and definitely going to do that paperwork. I got to do that paperwork. But now that I'm like focused with you guys and on my shit and actually trying to build something, I realize that probably a lot of what was holding me back, and any one of us, was that we spend so much time with, and, you know, good guys, I love them, but bums.
Yeah.
Just people who I think maybe have some idea of ambition, but no like idea of what they want to do or where they're going. And
well, I mean, it's also just such a dead end most of the time. Stand up.
It seems like it's a dead end born from the fact that like there's just so many people who are doing it hoping that like something good's going to happen, but have like zero focus or idea of what they even want to do for themselves.
Yeah, well, most people it's just a way to meet people as an adult, honestly.
Yeah, and also it seems like their main goal is like these short-term, I don't know, pleasures where it's like they just, you know, I want to get some pussy, I want to do some drugs, I want to party, and it's and so they're not treating it like they're almost like averse to treating it like a business or like a way to.
I've kind of drifted between both worlds, and there's like the losers who are just there to kind of like have sex and party, and then there's the people who feel like a bit. And I'm not gonna lie, besides like the borderline homeless total degenerates, The guys who are just hanging out are kind of way more fun to be around than
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yes. That is.
the people when you go to the stand or like these like the people who can actually help your career and are also moving up. They're like it is like going to work being around them because it's like everyone's playing like status games and mind games constantly. I wish they like I don't know. This is I've kind of like drifted between both worlds now, and I'm like kind of set on the fact that
like Blade.
I like the losers more. They're just more fun to be around.
Well, yeah. Oh, $2 super chat from Robert. No rush. Biden might stop by the chat. Nice. I'd love to hear from him. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the guys who like just like to have fun are fun, and then the sort of business minded psychos who are trying to climb the ladder, that sucks. But there is like people. So many people now have talked about like the fact that you don't need the industry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea that you can operate outside the system, but then there's very few people actually trying to do that or take advantage of the fact that there is some truth to that like everything's become democratized and like you have like a lot of freedom with building your own. I mean, were he not a pedophile, Dr. Disrespect would be a good like not exactly a blueprint for what we want to do, but a good example of the sort of democratization that I'm talking about.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, it's like, him and all these other like sort of streamers and different kinds of independent guys who I guess just like saw the new frontier before them of like what's possible with the democratization made available by the internet and the
So could you highlight Raphael's comment, please?
yes, democratize. New rule.
New rule. New system.
Yeah. But
people just concentrated more so on like making just like being online and
just like what we're doing now with like the Crowder boys. We're like completely independent. We're not looking to align ourselves with anything resembling the industry or the world.
Because the industry got replaced by basically Joe Rogan and his friends. Now
we're not even trying to like do that. I know,
but it's funny. Those guys are the gatekeepers, and I weirdly think I would have had a better shot coming up in the more traditional industry sometimes.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, even now, it's like, I mean, we found a sizable audience doing what we're doing, and I mean, a lot of it is riding Craig's do-rag cape because he's got the biggest following out of it. Like he's got the most buzz out of any of us. But
that's the thing is he's not a comedian. He is like a normal person would constantly remind you that a comedian would constantly remind you if they had the biggest audience that they're like doing you a favor. And Crack is like very down to earth. It's like, oh no, yeah, it's fun doing a show with you.
Crack thinks we're doing him a favor.
That's funny
because he's not like a broadcaster, even though he's very good at it. But I guess
really good at it.
He's focused mostly on raps, so he downplays his ability at
That's what I'm saying. Comedian egos, as soon as they get anything, they just turn into like maniacs with it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good point. Robert makes a good point. We are building our own gate.
On the gate?
No. Enemy of the show on the gate. No, not
enemy of the show on the gate.
Also, I love that we have enemies.
Dude, I don't instigate it. All these people start shit with me. It's crazy. I'm a pretty nice guy. All these people just like, I think it's just because they think they can fuck with me, and because I'm a guy they can fuck with, Yeah. It is much like the restaurant industry where it's like they just pick a guy to arbitrarily be mean to, and they all like bond over that.
Yeah, I don't know why people.
And I'm like, I'm funnier than all of you guys, and you guys just bully me because you have status or like you have a show on Gas Digital or whatever. It's like, well, fuck you. Like that's like.
I think it's but honestly, let me think. Hold on. It's probably just because like you just embrace actually being silly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
That's
these
the
are a
main
bunch
part.
of like guys whose idea of comedy is like being tough guys.
But what's crazy is a lot of those guys, and I'm not just talking about Derek and Gio, but like a lot of those guys were really nice to me when I had a bigger show than them. And then when they leapfrogged me or their audience got bigger, they turned into dickheads. And I'm just like, is this how you treat everybody?
Yeah, that's why I don't really associate with many of that kind of ilk anymore. Look at my show. I mostly talk to like on my show we got Sal,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a Jim, and then we got
Femoid.
Femoid, Lexus.
By the way, she has a big announcement. She's no longer a trad wife.
Okay.
She's getting her degree.
Oh, she because she announced that on the Patreon episode. But so she made it public online that she's going back to college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's not going to be a trad
It's like
wife
Rodney
anymore.
Dangerfield in that movie where he went back to school. What was that movie? Caddyshack?
Yeah, Caddyshack. Okay, so she's not a trad wife. She probably got upset because I told her that she has the potential to be like Pariah the doll, but she hates trans people.
Oh yeah.
She
They have a passing resemblance.
Yeah. Oh, she's definitely in the same realm as Pariah the doll, and because like what is that?
Pariah the doll's like an anti-trans person.
Yeah, like one of those like weird like fuck. I mean, dude, let's get serious here. Like we support the trans here, but there's a lot of them that are fucked up. There's a lot of them that are like trans, but they hate themselves and they hate other trans people.
I think Pariah the doll's story is that she was forced to be trans.
I heard something. I don't know what's going on there. I'll tell you what, she's fucking annoying.
I think she's grifting.
Yeah, she's grifting.
Pulling the Dasha thing of like fake
like pseudo intellectual, transgressive, subversive.
Contrarian, just like a
contrarian, always on Xanax, like whatever they do.
New York socialite, like it's funny, they all do the same like 09. And I know a lot of people in those circles, and some of them are like Low Res is in those circles, and he's cool. But a lot of them are like, yeah, I don't know what it's very bizarre, but it is kind of cool. I don't know.
I
would like to have sex with Dasha, is I guess what I'm trying to
say. Yeah, I guess, dude. They're so annoying. I can't believe that show's still making like. Well, they got the Peter Thiel money.
Yeah. But
yeah, they got the Thiel dollars, the Thiel bucks.
I'm Peter Thiel.
I can't believe any of those shows have had the kind of longevity they've had.
The Down Slow thing is bigger than ever, I feel like.
It seems like it's coming. Yeah, it's coming back to prominence.
It was like, I don't know how it got such a thing. I mean, I don't know.
It's been interesting to see the alliances form.
I think it's because it's an internet thing, and internet and Twitter shit is like really big.
The alliances back in the day, and then everybody splintering off and becoming at odds with each other. Because like in 2016, like Red Scare, Chapo, Cumtown, and even like Jake Flores. And there was like that whole circle.
Thanks for doing my show, Jay White Cotton.
Yeah, that whole circle was like buddies with each other.
It's such a fun impression to do. Sometimes I'll just walk around and go, oh.
It's amazing that a guy who claims to be a public speaker, broadcaster, he has
like 8 podcasts.
Yeah, a guy who is ostensibly pursuing a career in communication and public speaking, broadcasting, is bad at it. Just like the essential basics of communication, which is don't try to cut down on the amount of times you go, oh. Try to limit the amount of time you sound like a fucking idiot.
Raphael said he said something nice to me.
What do you say?
That's so funny that Dalton does. The fact that all we can really recall him saying is,
yeah, yeah. Like honestly, like more than any of the annoying, like mean things he said, is most
really nice,
notable.
Raphael. Thank you. That's very sweet. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's very nice. Raphael, straight from the favela. Robbie is a true entertainer in the old school sense, in a way most comics they aren't, or even couldn't be. I think he meant could be. It's a shame that so many people can't see it. Yeah, because like everything's become like so I don't know, perverse. Like the sentiment, like everybody's sensibilities that like comedy now is a cool kid, tough guy thing.
Yeah. That's
and exactly so like because I dealt with that like with hanging out with Lewis, like as not as cool as Lewis is. If you get too silly around him, he's like, "What are you doing right now?"
Yeah,
why are you joking on my comedy show?
I know. I the key to Real Ass Podcast. This last time I did, I actually think probably my best appearance I've ever had. And I think it was just the key is just realizing when he's doing that and just barreling through. You know what I mean? Like you have to realize he's kind of playing a game, and it's just a game. You can't take anything he's saying personally.
I've seen like so many episodes of Rogan where he's talking to like not even a comedian, but just like somebody in another field, and that person's just being silly. What is this? What is this we're looking at? Oh.
Right. What the fuck is happening? Is that comedian in her pajamas up here? We're going to get the coronavirus from this
Thank you, Carson.
microphone? I'm confused. We
30 seconds into the video, by the
way. Dude, keep it going. Keep it going. Spit that shit.
He might be going to war with Iran. Probably not, but we might be. We're in this weird middle space.
He talks like a valley girl
for a minute.
He does,
I don't know if some of you don't watch the news, and this is how you found out.
He sounds like Louis C.K. on the Wolf of Wall Street drugs.
That World War III almost started, and we can't do that. I don't think. You know, it's scary. We can't fucking send these weird ass 18-year-olds we got over there.
Over a minute into the set.
Yeah, go ahead, Jake. Think about what you want to say. Collect yourself.
Oh,
it's like he presumably this is a stand-up set, so presumably he would have like material prepared or some idea of what he's going to do, and it sounds like he's trying to figure out what he wants to say.
And also like the first role of, I mean, I guess he's doing an alt comedy thing, but even his old stand-up he like was a lot punchier, you know what I mean? And like I don't know, you need to say something quick up top to get them on your side, I think, unless you have a killer opening bit.
Yeah, I mean, even if he was going off the dome like straight improvised, for as long as he's been doing this, he shouldn't sound so unsure of himself in this performance. That's the thing is like grabbing me is it sounds like he has no clue what he's even like trying to say or think about.
Which is crazy. Which is like, is he doing that to sound cool or look cool?
I don't know.
We might be going to war with fucking teenagers.
Yeah, there we go.
That's not fair to them. It's not fair to us. It's certainly not fair to Iran. Can you imagine? You're just hanging out in fucking Tehran one day in your house. Next thing you know, fucking Scud missile blows up your apartment. Some kids doing the Fortnite dance.
Look at that. Look at this act now.
Dead children.
Great commitment.
He doesn't know. Jesus Christ.
All right, it's almost 2 minutes into this set. That was the first punch, and that was the payoff of that.
It's a good act out. I mean, that's funny. You know, hold on. Let's visualize this.
Well, here's the thing. Even as he's doing the dance, he's like, "Am I doing like an act down? Can you freaking what if?"
Oh yeah, you could tell that he doesn't want to commit to this act out. Like
Yeah.
he's half in, half out, which
Yeah.
makes all of it bad. If you're gonna do the floss dance, do the floss dance, Jake.
Yeah, Conan, do the string land. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to implement physical comedy into your performance, then go for it. But don't act like you're too cool for physical comedy, but also still trying to do physical comedy.
And we will be getting to the Bible in a second.
Well, yeah, we'll be getting in the Bible study here in a minute. We're just gonna.
All the other thing is we can't have Zoomer ass troops because that leads to Zoomer veterans. No one's gonna know how to deal with those people when they come back. You want to wait tables on a guy who's got no legs, who was born in 1999, doesn't get any of your references? That's the real war there.
Jake is such a loser that what he's envisioning is that he's going to still be waiting tables when the Zoomers get back from active duty. When the Zoomer,
also, okay. Also, is he when he's waiting tables? Is he referencing shit all the time? Like, this doesn't make any sense. He can only wait tables on someone he has like a generational frame of reference with.
I would. Is he going up to his tables and being like,
Whoa.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays, and then
Also, what does that do with being a veteran? At some point you have to do like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's not it. I would be annoyed if a waiter was trying to do like riff bits with me or do references at me.
Also, isn't he a political comic? This is his take on a potential war with Iran.
Yeah, his take is that
the Zoomers might be troops, and then they'll come home. And can you imagine that once they come home, you're gonna be waiting a table? Which I don't know why they had to be veterans for this to be the joke, but they're not gonna get your references. They'll be doing.
He's probably gonna get to why the
get to
veteran.
King.
Yeah, he's gonna get to King. Why the veteran status?
That's my Vietnam.
Oh.
Well, this tape sucks. Let's just fuck around.
There you go. There it is. There we go. So now he's offloaded any pretense.
Well, this tape sucks. Let's just fuck around. I read a story about a sex robot that malfunctioned and choked a bunch of people. I don't think that robot malfunctioned. I think it was just programmed by a very horny scientist.
Oh, God.
A scientist from my generation.
No.
Generation.
Don't lump us into this.
Millennials. Whoa. Because apparently, you can read about this on the internet. Apparently, millennials are very into choking each other during sex. I don't know why. I don't know how.
I am amazed at how like little word economy this is 3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Zero economy of language. And you see this reflected in the way he tweets as well. He chooses the longest road possible to get to fucking nothing. And not in the way Norm Macdonald would do it, where the joke is that it's long.
Yeah, it feels like he's trying to do like 2002 David Cross, which is a weird thing to start doing after you already learned how to do setup punch comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that thing he did like a minute ago where he said, "Oh, this tape sucks," where he's admitted to the audience and everyone watching this that even he doesn't believe in this. So why should we give a shit?
Maybe because he's a socialist, he knows that his economy should suck. Everything about his economy should suck.
Yeah,
including
just
political economy.
everything should just suck equally, so that no one, so that capitalism is done. I guess the real commentary here
If
is that
I shouldn't hoard all the punchlines, I'll give up.
the top 1% of the top 1% get all the laughs. So
I was getting like too many laughs, so I thought I'd give them like 80% of my laugh check back to the proletariat.
Redistribute laughs.
All these chuds get like laughs.
Yeah,
like, this is 3 minutes. This is more than half. Not to be a Joe Rogan here, but you have a minute and a half left in your late night set here, Jake. And I know it's a showcase set and it's a different thing, but I am stunned at how little punchlines have been in this so far.
Yeah, it's a showcase set that was filmed on an iPhone perched in the back of the room.
Generation has its own sex move. It doesn't really make sense biologically. Sex seems pretty straightforward, but then we're like, we do it with the kickflip at the end. It's weird. The only thing I can really put to it that maybe makes sense is does anyone else in here grow up so poor that you sometimes just like choked each other for fun when you were a kid?
No, he's lying.
Like,
he did not grow up
before you
poor.
could get drugs. You just make someone pass out against a wall and then almost kill them, and they go, all right, my turn to choke you. There's like one trash fucking person in every
room
that understands.
He's lying about that. He didn't grow up poor.
That's also such a false premise. You ever grow up so poor you like choke each other? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and that's not even like a poverty thing. It's just like
that's almost like what a rich person thinks poor kids do. Like, that uncultured swine. I'll relate to the fucking swine, but what do you guys do? Like, hit each other with hammers and choke each other?
Yeah, you can't afford the same designer drugs that we can. So
I guess if my family couldn't afford an Xbox, I would have choked my friends.
Yeah, you ever been so broke you just beat your head against the wall until you get lightheaded and see cartoon
that
birds?
doesn't have anything with economy. That also could just be like, if I accept your premise, that has nothing to do with like how rich or poor you are. That might just be something that you do because you're a psycho.
That's like a school age thing. Because I remember that was like the choking game. You would just like, that just comes from, it's just like one of those dumb things that comes from like the boredom of being in school.
It's also like when you're growing up, you want to push your limits. So but it has nothing to do with being poor. It's not like everyone's like, oh man, if only we could afford to go to the movies, we wouldn't be choking each other.
Yeah,
you're doing it because you're being a rough and tumble little boy.
Let's figure it out here. Okay, so the premise is that there's a sex robot that chokes somebody. Okay, so thank you for zooming in. The premise is that there's a sex robot that chokes somebody. So Jake is trying to figure out a point of view as to why this would happen.
Yeah.
And so he's saying that there's a horny millennial scientist or engineer that designed this sex robot.
Primitive State, take that back.
Femoy needs to date Jake.
Both of them would somehow be settling.
So that's the premise here, is that there's a kinky sex robot.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know where it came from. This guy, yeah.
This guy gets it.
It's either.
Whoa, Matt Rife over here with that crowd work. That was
amazing. Dude, this is perfect. Pat DeRosa, where's this comedy club? A damn Sears photo. That is exactly the vibe.
It's good to be here at the end of the Truman Show.
We're gonna be doing family portraits after this. Oh, by the way, this is just an
It's
aside.
good to be
One of
here
the-
in like the beginning scene of "There's Something Strange About the Johnsons."
I gotta find the picture. But one of the most fun things I did with my crew back in DFW, like the comedians I used to hang out with, was one day a bunch of us got together and went to J.C. Penney to get family portraits taken.
Oh, that's funny. That's
So we like just all did these different fun positions and got like J.C. Penney portraits. I gotta
That's
find
great.
they're very funny pictures.
That's good old wholesome fun.
It was a really fun day.
You know who Mike Haldidi is?
What?
Never mind. DDD.
All right,
Uh,
continue.
like-
Do you want to keep watching this?
Let's.
Let's
I don't
take it
know.
to 5 minutes and see if there's anything funny.
That just naturally occurs to every child at some point. Or there was some sort of foreign government letter dropping campaign, like instructions on how to do this. Because, like, where are you from? In Egypt?
Oh, the crowd work master strikes again, dude. Jake, you gotta get that with the text.
I was in Texas, dude. How do we both know how to do that?
Oh.
Choking each other in eating ass. For some reason,
Oh,
those are like the millennials' sex moves. If you're not having good millennial sex, unless it looks like a goddamn MMA match in there. Joe Rogan is commenting on the whole endeavor, you know. He's like, well, I just got
He
her in a
really
chokehold.
loves Joe
She's
Rogan. He's
stuck a
obsessed
finger in
with
his ass.
Rogan.
You got to respect.
He brings up Rogan a lot, and he somehow is bad at making fun of him.
you wouldn't
I
you
don't
wouldn't know.
know. Maybe even Joe Rogan is a slam dunk. There's so many things that are funny about him to make fun of him for.
Do you want to know why that is? I bet because I guarantee you this is probably. I can't guarantee you, but this is probably the reason why.
Guarantee.
This is probably the reason he's obsessed with Rogan. Is when he got his apartment got raided by Homeland Security because he tweeted out some joke about ICE agents, like killing an ICE agent.
Mm-hmm.
And so Homeland Security showed up at his apartment and he tweeted about it, and it like caught some attention. And so I guess like at some point there was like he had gotten word that he might have a shot at getting on the Joe Rogan Experience. So then he started like harassing Joe Rogan or trying to harass Joe Rogan about actually booking him.
Really?
And I think at one point actually went to Los Angeles.
No way.
This is before Austin. Went to Los Angeles to try and like track down where the studio is.
No way.
It was like something. It was like,
Is this true?
yeah, it was like something really stupid like that. Like he turned into the mom from Requiem for a Dream, where he was like, "I'm going to be on television,"
Oh my
but
god.
instead of that, he's like, "I'm going to be on Rogan," and then he's like stalking Joe Rogan basically. And then I don't think Rogan at any point ever even knew who he was or knows they exist. But I think he feels jilted by Joe Rogan because of that. And so now he's obsessed with him.
Well, that's everything, right? That's all of his psychosis is from feeling jilted by people.
Yeah, feeling because I've been in that state of mind before. Which is kind of why I maybe there's a bit of a kindredness there, a bit of a kinship, but to me being mentally ill and whatever his deal is.
Jake and Tony Casino are all in the same family.
Yeah, same race, different classes.
Do you think there's any ICE agents on Fire Island?
I don't think they would last long.
Yeah, I guess not.
But I've been in that state of mind before where you're
There's
like
a lot on Squirtle Beach, I think.
Where you become like paranoid and conspiratorial in your thinking and feel as though everybody is like out to get you or betraying you, and then like that becomes so real in your head that you end up like making that happen anyway by
right, self-fulfilling prophecy.
yeah, just like becoming such an angry, just shitty person toward everyone due to this, like, whatever delusion is going on in your head, that they do end up like turning away from you. And it seems like that's what's happened with him, is he's like convinced himself so many times that his friends and people he's never even met are actively trying to thwart him and work against him, that now his only friends are like Luisa Diaz. This is the only one he's got left. Because I think the fat bitch that he moved out to LA to be with broke up with him.
Oh no!
I don't think they're together anymore.
I do enjoy following the trials and tribulations of Jake.
Yeah, I think we've watched enough of this.
Yeah, I'm good too. I'm pretty sleepy too. I might.
Oh, Robbie left. Well, folks, that was Robbie Goodwin. Let's do some Bible study. We're 2 hours in. Let's go ahead and read some scripture to close out. I appreciate everybody joining us. We got a good little audience here, 44 people showing up. And I didn't even announce that I was doing this until like a few minutes before. So keep those donations when the collection plate comes your way. Keep that coming. Let me find a pertinent verse. And we'll dive in a little bit here. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. I gotta find it in my book here. I got my big King James Bible here with me. Where is it? Wait, where is Ecclesiastes? It's in the New Testament, right? Hold on. Oh, nope, that ain't it. Come on, man. Come on. Why is it so hard to find? 1 second. Come on. Yep, I'm not finding it. Nope, it's not there. All right. Ecclesiastes, get your ass in the house. Wait a second. There we go. King James. Where's the King James? Okay. Here we go. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiastes, get your ass in the house. I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth, therefore enjoy pleasure. And behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, is it mad? And of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards. I planted me vineyards, SpongeBob. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kind of fruits. I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle, above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I gat me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great and incensed and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king, even that which hath been already done? Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happeneth to them all. Then said I in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart that this also is vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever. Seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten, and how dieth the wise man as the fool. Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he have rule over all my labor wherein I have labored, and wherein I have shewed myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom, and in knowledge, and in equity. Yet to a man that hath not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and a great evil. For what hath man of all his labor and the vexation of his heart, wherein he hath labored under the sun? For all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yea, his heart taketh not rest in the night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw, that it was from the hand of God. For who can eat, or who else can hasten hereunto more than I? For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Amen. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 2. So, the folly of vanity. We labor. We so many of us are, attempting to build something, accumulate wealth, gather material goods and pleasures and joys, have nice TVs, nice cars, PlayStations, go eat nice dinners. And to what end? These are vanities, vexations of the spirit, right? And this sort of pursuit of the material, to labor for one's own personal gain and material gain, to this sort of materialistic pursuit through labor. What is it but vanity, right? We don't need no more than just food in our bellies and water to quench our thirst. That's our life on this planet is one of what is merely asked of us is to live, to survive. $2 from Robert. Link for Joe Biden. Yeah, I can post the link. But I've noticed this as I've gotten older, right? That I myself, I want money. I want nice things. And a lot of people are pursuing lives of wealth and money and nice things and importance, legacy. And yet, those with legacy and those without, the wise man, the fool, the rich and the poor alike, all inevitably die. And it was, it's the same end for all of us. Pat is contesting what I'm saying. Dalton, there's a second definition of vanity. Okay, well, what is it? I'm not going to look it up right now. No, I just remember that when I got out of the mental hospital, for the first time, it was actually friend of the show, who I mentioned earlier, Jay Whitecott, and I was telling him that it feels as though now that all this momentum I'd been gathering as a podcaster, comedian, entertainer, whatever, had kind of come to a grinding halt, and I was like in this state of disrepair, trying to recover. If I told him it feels like I'm just existing now, like all I'm doing is just like I wake up each day and I go to work and I just kind of exist. And he said something kind of enlightening to me at that time. He said that's a good thing. That like nobody's asking you to do more than that. He said you're the one who once wanted to be important. Like you wanted to feel important and get this attention and do all this, whatever you're doing. But he was like, most people on this planet, and all that's being asked of anybody really that's alive is to just exist. Even this not really being asked of you, but that's all that's required to be here is to exist. And it seems like in recent years, especially, this sort of notion is really ramped up that's not, that's not enough. That's actually a bad thing. That you're supposed to want more than to just be here to exist, to just kind of like have a life where you're just here. Especially in this country, you gotta work hard, be an entrepreneur. I don't know, make a ton of money or do, whatever it may be, have nice things. It's never been enough to just exist, but that's really, it's a perfectly fine notion, and there's nothing wrong with that. And most people are going to live their lives having existed, and whatever they achieved in their life is relative to their own existence. There's people out there who never got rich. They're never going to get rich, or they're never going to have like luxury vehicles or big houses or go on all these fancy vacations. But they got family that loves them. They got a warm bed at night. They got food in their belly. They got a glass of water to drink. And what a blessing that is, right? That is that is the Lord. That is the love and light of our Lord right there, that we get to exist, But we live in such a hyper materialistic time in which there's this idea that you should want more for your life, get a real estate license, or I don't know, get rich on Bitcoin, or whatever it is, have the entrepreneurial spirit. I guess that's all well and good if you want to, the sort of like grind hustle culture we got now. Secure, getting the bag, stacking bands, doing a money spread, that sort of thing. And it all comes from a place of, Pat is contesting me here, but it seems like it all comes from a place of vanity, vexation of the spirit. Just just wanting to, I guess like having a lot of money and nice things affords you a much more comfortable life. I'm not going to say that. Okay. Oh, hold on. Joe Biden is here. Hello, Joe Biden.
Hello.
How you feeling? It's kind of late for you, isn't it?
What time is it?
It's 1:30 a.m. on the East Coast where you're at. I assume you're in Washington, D.C., correct?
I get sure. I guess so. I don't know
I-
where I'm at a lot of times.
I can't understand what you're saying.
I don't know where I'm at. It's Papa Joe.
All right. Well, President Biden, it's I'm glad that you're joining us because I think that you're a person, who is relevant to what we're talking about here because you're somebody who has achieved so much more than many people in this country and has had a long, successful political career. And many years ago, you could have hung up your hat and left behind a huge legacy. And you have all the wealth and money in the world, more than you'll ever know what to do with. So I get the question, really, Joe, is why this continued pursuit of power, authority, influence? Why do you desire to continue to be the president, the leader of the free world?
All right. You see, champ, I'm trying to save democracy. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to save it.
You're trying to save democracy. So you believe, President Joe Biden, that you are the only one qualified to save democracy itself.
That's right, champ. I'm your man. I'm Joe Biden. The people elected me in a landslide. 81 million votes.
Okay. The people, I don't know if it was a landslide, but you did win the last election.
I got the most votes in history, Papa Joe.
Right. But so wait, you think that you're the only one interested in, or the only one capable of saving democracy? You don't think that you've done enough, that you've effectively served your purpose, that offered your labor and time to this country, and can now step aside and you don't think you could allow someone else to save democracy? It has to be you. You're that important.
Look, champ, our country has never been better. Our economy is the best. Everyone's getting along great. Everything's fantastic. That's thanks to your president, me, Mr. Joe Biden.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the economy's doing great. There's jobs are up. $2 from Primitive State. Please don't be mean to Joe Biden. Oh, I'm not being mean to him. I don't think I am. I'm just
The blacks love me.
trying to reach a place of understanding. Because yeah, you're right. Jobs are up. I mean, everybody's working DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. Everybody's got at least 3 jobs between different delivery services, and then that's not even including driving for Uber and doing like TaskRabbit. I mean, there's so many jobs you can get now. So yeah, jobs are up. The economy's doing well. People are prosperous now under your administration, I'm told. So you've succeeded. You've left your mark, and you could effectively step aside and still have the post-presidential career that many have had, where you get to open up they can make a library in your name, and then you get to go on a speaking tour and write a book. You would actually be more influential and make more money after the presidency than even now, and yet you still desire to wield this power, this influence. And yet, you are at an age where that many are concerned by your age, your mental state.
Look, Spanky. I'm just giving the American people what they want, and that's more Joe. Who doesn't want more Joe?
Yeah, I guess true.
You can't get enough of this.
It's true. We can't get enough of Papa Joe Biden. I mean, there's some folks out there who have the morals of an alley cat, you know, who would like to see you dethroned. But I'm upstanding. I possess the morals of at least a house cat, you
Well,
know.
let me tell you a little secret.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jill won't let me quit.
What'd you say? I can't understand you.
Jill, she won't let me quit, man.
Oh, Jill won't let you quit. Oh, so you're tired.
Fucking 90 years old, man. God damn, I'm tired.
Okay. So this is another like most of the problems in this world, this is a woman's fault.
Pretty much, women are the Did you say Ubu?
I can't understand a lot. I'm having trouble understanding you, and I think a lot of people in the chat are having trouble hearing you. Your voice seems muffled for some reason, and it might just be due to maybe it's late. You're not firing on all cylinders. You're declining neurological state.
Next time I use a microphone.
Yeah, use a megaphone next time. Okay.
Okay, or that. Yeah.
What did you So we were just studying some of the Bible here, scripture, and this, just saying, reading the book of Ecclesiastes here, that actually this, this sort of endless labor that many of us engage in and accumulation of wealth and power can spiritually feel very fruitless and sinful in nature, can leave one's soul kind of empty. And you don't believe that this decades long political career you've had and your continued desire for power and influence, it doesn't feel as though you don't feel an emptiness inside?
Oh, it don't bother me. I sold my soul a long time ago.
You sold your soul?
That's right.
To who?
My conscience is free.
Who'd you sell your soul to?
I can't talk about the forces, the dark forces.
Okay, so some dark forces. Okay, so you're embracing this vexation of spirit.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I guess that's interesting. I guess that is one way to go about it. So you're evil.
Well, depends on what. Hold on.
Something going on there?
Yeah, Jill's yelling at me from the kitchen.
Oh, Jill.
What? Oh, she got my ice cream.
Okay, so wait. You're the president. Your wife is the first lady, and she still has to dish her own ice cream.
What else you gonna do?
You would just think that the president. You live in the White House. You're the president. You're at the you hold the highest position of power in authority in this country. I feel like Jill would not have to dish out the ice cream for both of you.
Well, man, they don't let us have slaves anymore. Otherwise, I would.
I don't mean slave, Joe. I know that you're kind of an older guy, but I'm not talking about slaves. I feel like there would be people on under your employment, who are employed either by you or just like government employees.
A big fat black mammy. She could take care of me. Change me.
Yeah, you would think that you would have a big fat black mammy to dish your ice cream for you, but Jill is still taking it upon herself to dish the ice cream.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're in the White House, I feel like the kitchen is like the kitchen in the White House is separate from any living space that's in the White House. It seems as though you were able to project just yell from across the room to your wife, Jill, who's in the kitchen. Is the is where are you in the kitchen currently, or are you in like this? Is the living room you're in connected to the kitchen or close enough to the kitchen that?
No. We have dumbwaiters in the wall, like little elevators. Did you ever see Webster?
The dictionary.
No, the little black kid used to go in the little dumbwaiter elevators and crawl through the wall.
So wait, you're telling me that you're in like a living quarters. There's a kitchen downstairs that Jill is in right now, and you're yelling at her through a dumbwaiter.
That's right.
To lift you up a dish of ice cream.
Jill, hurry up with that fucking ice cream!
Don't swear at Jill, Dr. Jill. Don't cuss at Dr. Jill.
You gotta check a bitch sometimes. You know?
You gotta check a bitch sometimes. Okay.
Right.
All right.
I'm a little bit off my game today. I'm sick. I have a cold.
You have a cold again so soon? After the last one?
Yeah, it's either that or it's like I'm coming down off meth sickness.
You're coming down off of what?
The methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
I
Meth.
got
That's
straight crystal.
That's the regiment. That's the regiment you're on to stay sharp. Is you would think that the president, you're the president, that you would have access to cleaner, better quality, amphetamines or versions of
I got the best shit, Jack.
You got the best shit.
Have you seen Breaking Bad? That blue shit.
I don't. Okay, so you got the blue shit. They're giving you the blue crystal meth from Breaking Bad.
That's right.
I don't know if that's the best shit that's the best shit that a teacher could cook in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I feel like there's probably better quality pharmaceutical grade amphetamines.
Well, the pepper shit's real good, but that one's harder to get.
You would think the president would have access to better quality speed.
Well, Hitler used to do crank, and that's the worst kind of speed.
But it had just been invented then.
Yeah, we've come a long way in meth technology.
Yeah, amphetamines were just starting then, so they had the best stuff then was what we would now consider crank. But as time goes on and they develop these substances, the worst amphetamines now are better than anything Hitler had access to.
Have you ever done a hotline?
Have you ever done a what?
A hotline.
What is that?
It's when you rail out a fat rail of meth, and then you heat up a glass tube, and then you snort it, and then you blow out smoke.
No, I've never done that. It sounds like this is something you've actually done. The person I'm talking to.
Of course. How do you think I keep going?
Okay. No, I've never imbibed any kind of meth in any way with using any method.
What's your drug of choice?
Joe, do you think we could get a few more super chats before we wrap up this conversation?
Yes, give this young man a couple dollars. He's great.
Yeah.
Good American.
Trickle down Bidenomics.
That's
you think
right.
They could hit me with a little Bidenomics?
And then Dalton here can use his money for Uber Eats, and that'll trickle down to the Mexicans and the spicks that drive those.
Okay, whoa, relax. I know it's late. You're not firing on all cylinders, but come on, you should know better.
I'm sorry, I'm from a different time.
But you still exist in this time.
Barely.
By that logic, everybody's from a different time. We're all born in a different time than what is now.
Hey, Jack, it was okay when I was younger. You guys just made up all this new shit in the past 10 years. Now I can't have a mammy. Can't call someone.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. 10 years ago, you could have a mammy. I guess you can't have a mammy now.
No, they took Aunt Jemima off the bottle.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben. Where's Uncle Ben?
Yeah, I guess Mammy America great again,
Mammy can be a beautiful thing. That's the first bosom that I saw as a young man.
The first bosom you saw was a mammy's bosom.
My mammy showed me her bosom. I was watching her take a bath in the creek. She was washing her armpits and her crotch area with a rag.
Oh, you saw a mammy taking a horse bath in a creek, and that's how you saw a bosom for the first
That's right,
time.
and that's when I learned that the blacks like to use rags in the shower. In the bathtub.
They do be using rags. White people ain't be using rags in the shower.
I never use a rag. That's for racial jungles.
Yeah, the rags clean out all the black germs. White germs, you don't need a rag. I get you. Okay. Cool, man. So
who you voting for this November?
who am I voting for? Oh, I'm ineligible to vote.
You a felon?
Oh yeah, I have a felony.
Oh, what'd you do?
Wire fraud.
Wire fraud.
I committed wire fraud and served a sentence, and I'm on a probation, and I'm not able to vote, so I can merely observe at a distance and just hope for the best.
Well, maybe I can pardon you. I gotta pardon my son first.
Pardon me?
Gotta get in line.
Pardon me?
I said I can pardon you, but I need to pardon Hunter first.
Wait, pardon me?
Pardon. Oh, I see.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't.
Oh man, shit. Man, so you have any children?
Nope.
No.
Not of my own.
Let me see your kids. I like kids a lot.
You like kids?
Oh, I love kids. They're beautiful.
Okay. The chat.
Where the part where the bathing suit covers.
Okay, relax. Chill out. I know you're from a different time, but we don't do that now. Different time, yeah. The chat wants to know how's Hunter, Mr. President?
He's a good kid. He's a great kid. A great son. He died.
He's in his 50s.
He died in the war. A hero.
I think that's the other one.
One of them died in a car crash.
Yeah. No, Hunter's the one. I know it's late, so you may not remember, but Hunter is the son of yours that's alive. He's still active.
Yeah, he's the one who hooks me up. He's got my meth connect.
Oh, so he provides you with your crystal.
Yeah, he gets the best shit.
Okay, so Hunter has the best. Hunter has better connections than the United States government for uppers and speed and amphetamines.
Well, the CIA won't sell me. I have to go through Hunter. The CIA just sells it to the black community and the poor people.
Okay, so you're openly admitting that here. Okay, that's interesting. Jason Ellis in the chat says this is lame.
Well, I'm about to be a lame duck president.
Wonderful, folks. That was President Joe Biden. All right, well, thanks for joining us. That's the program, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Primitive State, Drew Huntley, Kenneth Trebet, Scruggs Core, King of the Iron Fist, Heihachi Mishima, Yusuf Ronco, Primitive State, Crackamico, and Robert Gibson. We could have done more of this for this stream, but hey, you know what? Sometimes sometimes you go. You step up on the pier and cast a line, and sometimes you catch a big bass, and then other times you get a little some carp or perch, And hey, I'm still eating. I'm going to take these perch out to my garage and clean them and do me a little fish fry. And then, and then other times I got me a nice big old bass, you know what I mean? So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks again to Robbie Goodwin for joining us earlier and dissecting the art, the art that is stand-up comedy of one Jake Flores. Oh, thank you to President Joe Biden for joining us. That was a riveting conversation. And Jason Ellis in the chat, it was definitely not lame. Thanks everybody for joining us for Bible study this week. We did study the Bible some. Next week, maybe I think we'll dive in a little more into scripture, or we'll see what happens. It's it's a community thing. It's more in spirit. We gather and rejoice in one another. Let's go ahead and pray real quick. Father God, thank you for this life you've given us. Thank you for the blessedness that is this existence, the food in our bellies, the water that wets our lips, the air in our lungs. What a miracle. What a thing. What is something else, this life. Pray, Father God, we pray for Sweeze. We pray that Sweeze is doing okay, and we want the best for him. We love Sweeze. Never turn our backs on Sweeze. And so, Father God, show Sweeze the correct path. Show him the light. Show him and bless him with your love and light. Help save democracy in this country. Allow us to have a peaceful, legal election, and allow this country to prosper once more. God, please stop the wars. We keep killing each other, and it's time to cut that out. So please help us, stop doing that. Altogether, and we pray that the stock market recovers as well. We need the stocks to bounce back. And Father God, in Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay. Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us. Blessings be upon you. Go forth and do good deeds. Walk the right path. Feel free to reach out if you ever need anyone to talk to. If I see your message, I'm happy to commune. And please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the Crowder Boys YouTube channel, youtube.com/@thecrowderboys. And that's, folks, thank you for joining us for Bible study this week. Blessings once more be upon you. Amen. And end the stream.